Hello, Sai. It's wonderful to have you here in Aachen. So, please give us an introduction about yourself and what you have been doing for the past 5 years, I believe, that you have been here. Please.
Hi Arnab, thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. Hi viewers, and I feel so happy to be part of this podcast and share my journey from the last 5 years, from the day I stepped into Deutschland. And myself, Sai Charan Pendem, I came to RWTH Aachen in 2018 to start my Masters in Management and Engineering Production Systems after working for almost 3 years in Signed in India in the direction of aerospace. And then I wanted to achieve something more, not just in terms of technicality, but also in terms of management. So that's the reason I chose this course in RWTH Aachen.
Can you name the course, please?
It's Management and Engineering in Production Systems.
Okay.
So it's a balance of management and also the technical subjects. And now after my journey of studies in RWTH Aachen, I was so happy to be part of Airbus. Currently, I'm working as service business development program manager in Airbus, looking into the new scope of Airbus. And it's challenging sometimes, and it's also the one I really hoped to do after my masters, and I feel happy.
So you're satisfied with your job, and that is something that not a lot of people get out of the jobs. Sometimes they say that if you love the work that you do, then it will never feel like a job. So I believe that you wanted to be at a place where you love doing the job that you do, and currently you are at that place, so you are at peace with yourself, I believe.
True. And to bit more specific on this one, during the time of my thesis, I really wanted to do some project in the direction of services. I searched for almost 6 to 8 months. Then I could able to achieve one position in our business school. And I think at that time, I really waited 6 to 8 months. I thought that, okay, I should not wait. I'm wasting my time. But that gap of waiting to achieve my specific topic in thesis really helped me to step into this current professional career.
Okay, so let me backtrack a bit. So how did you come to choose RWTH Aachen out of... there are so many universities out there offering, not the same but a similar kind of course. So how did you choose RWTH?
So to answer this question, as you took me back, I should also take you back to the year 2017. It's in the year 2017. I thought when I was working in Signed as an aerospace engineer, I decided to do my masters in Germany. I started preparing for my masters. The first step is to learn the language. I did my A1 and A2 levels and started applying. It was a bit tough looking at different universities. And in 2018, April is the day when I was working in my office and a mail popped up that, congratulations, Saicharan. We are happy to inform you that you received a place in RWTH Aachen.
Oh, we know that feeling, how it feels. Wow.
Yeah. I was working and suddenly in my mobile it has popped up, and then I don't know what to do.
Initial excitement.
It's a type of excitement. And at that point, I haven't informed my managers that, I was looking for masters.
Okay.
So I just ran away from my cubicle. I invited my friends. I showed them, okay, I received something. What should I do? I was in some sort of panic mode. At the same time, I also had admissions from Kaiserslautern University and also from Berlin. And then it was my time to choose one university. But back in India, we normally look at universities either which are reputed and which are good in terms of quality of education. And after all my research, I found out RWTH is really good of what I am expecting.
It suited you the best.
And then I think on that day when I received an admission that, where I was looking in the direction of management and also the engineering, and it's a cluster of both the subjects, then on that day, I still remember it was around like 11 o'clock in my office where I was 1 hour before my plan to have lunch. I still remember that day.
I mean, I don't believe that anyone can forget that day when you first receive an offer letter. So, I mean, okay, I get it that you are quite excited to come to Germany. You got an offer letter, you have your visa process, and then you book the tickets for your flight, and then you come here. You face hiccups with accommodation, finding a proper accommodation. So somehow you juggle between your friend's place or maybe a hotel until you land a more permanent residency kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, I mean, could you take us through the initial hurdles that you faced when you landed here and went through the whole process of the Anmeldung, as they say over here, and permanent the card, residence permit. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, as I mentioned on that day when I received my confirmation to RWTH Aachen, I started with the process, and this is the time I have to inform in my office that I am leaving the company after 3 years. The first hurdle was to make sure that I complete my notice period, and it was just 10 days before of my travel I completed my notice period. And you know what? September 14th is the day I landed in Germany, and until September 12th, I didn't have my accommodation.
Wow.
I was packing everything. I was so much stuck. I don't know what to do. But they said, okay, don't lose hope until last day. And on September 12th evening, I got a confirmation for 14 days. I have a place to come to, stay in Aachen. And yes, that was a nightmare. You are going to a new country. You are going to a new place. I am moving out of my comfort zone that
yes,
you are exactly in. Yeah. I was never in a hostel. I was never in a PG. I was never out of Hyderabad, even though I'm studying or when I was working. And that nightmare that you are leaving your home country and you are going to a foreign country and you don't have a place to stay, I couldn't sleep those 2 days.
So let me get this straight. So the first step that you took out of your hometown was a completely different land.
Exactly.
And I mean, that's a huge achievement, I could say, a personal achievement, that you're letting go of those shackles and you're freeing yourself to what the world has to offer.
Yeah. So I was passionate to try something new, but to move out of your comfort zone where you don't know anyone, and I'm the first one in my complete family to move to other foreign country for my masters. So no one has an experience how the life would be in a foreign country, because when your friends are there in foreign country, but in your family you actually need lot of courage and also your family support to move to another country. But as soon as I have landed here, I called my parents and told that, okay, finally I'm here, and the next time you will be seeing me at least a year later, because I prepared myself mentally that as soon as I have landed in Frankfurt, I'm not going to take the flight again back to India at least a year later. So maybe a year.
So what about the process that you had to go through over here? Was it like quite hectic, or did you find someone who could help you out with the documentation? Because we know German bureaucracy is kind of very confusing, one can say, and it's mostly in German. It's only quite recent that they have started to translate some of the documentation in English, which is like quite good for the international students. But I mean, during your time, that was 2018 when you landed in Germany, it must not have been the same case, I believe.
Yes.
So how did you overcome that language hurdle initially? Because you're completely new.
True. So maybe during the time of Corona pandemic, lot of things has changed from regular basis into a virtual world. So the scope has been increased after the Corona pandemic. So you got lot of information and you can do everything from your home. But in 2018, our major source were either to contact college or in the Facebook groups. So it was a bit tough to find someone, to find some help. Then I was able to land in our AISA Facebook page.
Of course.
I have written, okay guys, this is my first time I'm coming to Germany. I was never been in a foreign country. I'm really looking for some help. And at the same time, I really got in the comments a lot of people texting that, don't worry, we are all in the same phase. You may have hurdles, but we are here to support you. And at that time, I could able to speak with few people, and I also have one of my senior who helped me and picked me up from Hobbonoff to the home for my first day. So I think making friends was a very important task for me during my early stages in Aachen. And I feel so good to connect people.
So dear viewers, the Association of Indian Students in Aachen, or AISA in short, is your go-to place to get connected to the Indian students that have been living here for a long time, and they can help you out with any of your queries. So feel free to reach out to us. We have a wonderful team over here, and we are always at your service. Even though we are students, we are volunteering for the positions that we are in, but we are always glad to help.
And looking at this experience of coming to Aachen, finding a place, I know the struggle. So that's the reason when I joined our AISA in 2019, I took the responsibility of the in charge for accommodation. So I was head of accommodation forum for an year, and with my team, we were able to answer at least 3 to 4 mails for the new incoming people, how to search for the accommodation, where you need to look for the different portals. We tried to develop an accommodation forum and be in touch with them. We tried to, and also, the Home Buddy program. We were also very active in that. So I know the pain, and we wanted to make sure our next fellows should not have that much pain. So AISA really supported us, and AISA still supports everyone.
I mean, as you said, AISA became kind of like a home away from home because of the people that it had. So, I mean, can you let us know about any extracurricular activities that you're involved in during your time, which kind of, helped you feel at home? Please.
So, when you say about extracurricular activities, I take part in a lot of events. I really like events. Because I told you, I was never outside of my home. I used to participate in all religious events, functions and everything. And as soon as I'm here, I was missing those. And as soon as I entered Germany, and within 1 month we are having AISA Utsav.
Oh, yes.
I am happy that Utsav happened in November, so that I was able to be part of also the Utsav, and that is where my starting point to build my family over here. So currently today, if I say, when I come back to Aachen, I really have a lot of people. I build a family here as a starting step of AISA, because in AISA, we are all, from India, we all came here looking for our career paths, but it's not just career we need to focus on, but it's also on our personal life. True. If you are bit not so convenient in your personal life here, and if you still think you are missing something, you cannot concentrate on your academics.
So that participation helped you in your personal growth as well, I believe.
Yes. So to balance my missing of homeland or the FOMO or the phobia, I started building another family here with friends, families, and today I know a family here. I met them during AISA Utsav 2018. And today I'm staying in their home itself.
Wonderful.
So from last 5 years, if someone says, I could able to build family. So
I mean, now you can proudly say that I have a family away from my family in Hyderabad.
And I don't know how about other AISA members, but I see this family whom I met, they got married in 2018. They were also part of my decoration team at that time in 2018.
Wow.
I'm also part of them. And after, when you make some events, you choose different paths.
True.
But in AISA, I found people, till today we are together.
True. AISA is a family, and our aim is to keep all Indians together so that they do not feel that they are away from home. They always have a safe space and an interesting space where they can always come together to collaborate, organize events, have fun. The end motto of it is to have fun.
Exactly. And one more thing. So when you are part of these clubs, it's not just you are spending your time, people ask, you are in Germany, you need to focus on your career. Why do you take part of AISA? Why you are doing some events? Why you are part of decorations? But once you join these events, you also try to develop your personality.
True.
My personality has improved, and I have a bit idea of doing some decorative activities at home, and I haven't done anything in huge scale. But in 2019 for Utsav, I was the decorative head, and my job is to make sure the entire Hauptgebäude in the main building to look beautiful.
Okay.
And those 2 months before the event, me along with my team of around 15 people, we were in my home itself doing everything. After the studies, we were doing lots of deco activities, deco items, and at that time we tried to build a bonding which you cannot build anywhere unless you are part of anything.
True.
Even though you try to attend, okay, let's have a friends meet, it only be formally you are going somewhere, you are attending an event, but unless and until you
it's only through participation and cooperation that you build relationships and build trusts, and which accumulates into making good friends, some of which may stay forever with you, like you have a family away from home. And I'm so glad that that you have something like that. And I would request everyone to please go out, meet new people, participate in the clubs that are there, and just make friends so that you don't feel lonely. I know as students sometimes it gets lonely because you only have studies, you do not have a family over here. So friends and activities are what helps you a lot.
If I jump to one statement that I would like to share with everyone, when I started working, you need 2 skills, technical skills and soft skills. Technical skills you learn in Aachen, but soft skills you cannot learn as a subject. It comes with experience, and that experience you can only earn it by taking control of it and by participating in lot of events, as you tell.
Yeah.
Also,
you have wonderfully put what I have said in a few sentences into one sentence, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So can you take me through some specific research topics or something which helped you land the job that you are currently in?
So it was actually a bit not a smooth process for me. I had to really go with a lot of hurdles and to find a thesis. I really looked for some internship, and it was the time of Corona. So I could able to complete my 3 semesters, and I wanted to finish in the next 2 semesters, and then came the pandemic. We are stuck here. We don't know what to do. And in 2020 March is what the life has changed completely. I tried to look at different sources, and at that time market was also really low, and that's the thing, we never expected something will happen in the future. Maybe I have a idea that maybe the market may collapse, there will be some ups and downs, but this pandemic kind of thing, it was out of scope even to think. My family was worried, we are alone here in Germany, and at that time my family wants me to come back to India, but there was nothing functioning. They have the fear and I have the fear, but we just confined into the places here. But at that time I started looking on different projects where I can be take part, but there were no openings also. So but then I tried to focus myself on, okay, I don't have an external opportunities, but why should I miss my internal opportunities? And that's the reason, and that's the point where I started looking on my German language skills. Today in my office we work completely in German, and when we speak with my colleagues in France, we speak in English. But I just have my A2 levels. I never did more than A2 levels.
Okay.
When someone says that to speak in office, you need at least B2 or C1. But I have my A2 levels. But the thing that changed my way for the German languages is that I didn't look German as a foreign language, but I looked German as my day-to-day language.
True.
So we learned German as a foreign language. So I learned until A2. Then there was this point I realized, okay, I come to the other I move out of my comfort zone. I start involving with the day-to-day activities. And at that time, I was also so much interested into politics. So I used to listen to this langsam gesprochene Nachrichten in Deutsche Welle. So where for the people like us who wants to learn German, they read the news around like 5 to 6 themes in very slow pace, around maybe from 5 minutes of normal pace, they speak around like 8 minutes. And then I started learning. I started watching movies in German.
Okay.
I started, there is a movie series Nico's Weg in YouTube.
No, I haven't heard of that.
So for all the viewers, I sincerely suggest, if you are in the path of learning German, stop everything for some time, open YouTube and type Nico's Weg. So there are 3 movies in the titles of Nico's Weg, A1, A2 and B1. So it's the life of a person who comes from Spain to Germany and tries to build his life here, and how he meets people, how he tries to involve in different aspects, and how he tries a Wege, how he knows the culture of Germany. So everything, it's like a very interactive movie. I think I watched during the Corona time, or maybe later, maybe 10, 15, 20 times the movie, and that's where I took the chunks of German. So
some phrases, you caught onto some phrases.
Yes, at that time I don't know what that phrase means. I don't know. In German we try to convert our mother tongue into the subject, verb, object, or the German way, and then speak them in the converted form. But then I came out of that zone and directly used to take the chunks that I see in the movie. So that's the reason, that's the main point that helped me to build my conversations outside. Because when you go outside, one thing I observed is that maybe in my language, in my Telugu mother tongue, I don't think I really speak as per the rules. Or do you speak exactly as per the rules of your mother tongue?
No, I do not know the rules, but I speak the way it feels understandable to the people.
So that is what I also understood here when I started speaking with people. So they also doesn't go with every rules, but they also take the chunks. So I used to take the chunks and I started using them directly.
You just wanted them to understand what you wanted to say, even though it might not be the correct grammar, but they just want to understand you.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's how I started learning German, and today in the phase wherein I can also give some lectures in German. So the reason is watching movies, and there is also, if you guys are really interested.
You have overcome that fear, I see. The initial fear that a lot of students, international students have, that, people are going to judge us for the way we speak their language. We are not fluent, we know that. But we have that fear that they might judge us. So, you have overcome that fear and now you're quite comfortable.
Yes. So, as you exactly told, the coming out of fearing of someone judging us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if I speak my own mother tongue, even I do some mistakes, no one is really going to judge me. But why do we think that someone is going to judge you, that you may speak a language bit wrong? They know that you don't belong to this country. You came here, you migrated from your place to here, you started something new. So you are trying to learn their own culture. And after joining my office, I really got to know that, they really respect you for your efforts for speaking their own language. So they don't see anything that, you are speaking wrong or anything. They look at your efforts and they help you. Even if you say something wrong, it's not like no one judged me in my office that you really spoke a wrong German, so this is against our rules and ethics. They said that, okay, you speak your level, and they helped me to take the chunks. They supported me where I can improve my German, and they also suggested me to look at movies in ZDF. So in the ZDF Mediatek there are a lot of movies, and recently I would like to tell you one joke. So we were able to look at in the LG TV, there is this set of channels called Rakuten TV.
Yeah, Rakuten.
So me and I just going through the remote and I pressed this Rakuten TV in the LG, and there I've seen like GTV.
Okay.
So GTV, and there is also some serials. So my wife is like, there are also serials we can see. So we tried to play, I think, Kumkum Bhagya.
Oh.
And it's in German.
Wow.
So the serial completely is in German.
Okay.
And we thought that it can be a joke. Maybe they try to translate one episode, but they have multiple serials and everything is in German. So even you have your, the typical Indian background of zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, and then the hero comes in, hey, was ist los? Was hast du da gemacht? Das wusste ich nicht. And then from the background, you have we'll get some Indian music, maybe some
all
music.
the drama, the background
Yes.
drama.
And again comes the heroine, nein, ich wusste es gar nichts. So everything is in German. So people who really, enjoy these type of things, open the GTV in German, GTV and everything is in German.
Okay. So I mean, also the transitions, like we have those in those Indian soaps,
Yes.
that the transitional sound.
Yes.
So it also includes those as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everything is there. So the language is in German and everything you have. So I suggest for the people, if you really wanted to, improve your German, not as a French Sprache or the foreign language, but the way of living of the German, then you should really come out of your textbooks and start living in the real world. That's what I did, and
True.
that's what I can suggest.
The more
everyone.
people you meet, the more people you know,
Yes.
the more you overcome that fear.
Exactly.
So I mean, as I come to understand that you initially had a bit of fear, but somehow you overcame that. So I mean, how did you come to adapt to the German way of life and build new friends and found mentors? So can you please take us through that?
Yeah. Okay. So I come from Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a place where everything is happening.
It's a melting pot.
And you have noise until 1 o'clock in the midnight, and the noise starts from morning 5 o'clock, which is exactly opposite of what I have witnessed after coming to Germany. The first day I landed here on Friday evening. My senior helped me to look at the places on Saturday. I didn't know that Sunday is a Ruhetag, so the silent day.
Yes.
Sunday, my first Sunday, I cried.
Okay.
Sunday he said that everything is stopped. I thought that okay, people may be roaming here and there. Some malls will be. He said that no malls are open.
It's so silent.
No supermarkets are open, and I stayed in Bayanalli. It was so silent.
Oh my God.
And you know what I did? I was in the 8th floor. I opened my windows.
Yeah.
And I just started counting the contrails of the aeroplanes.
Wow.
What more I can
mean,
do?
that's depressing. That's depressing, to be honest.
So my first Sunday in Germany, so I just landed here. On Saturday, I have gone through the complete city, and Sunday it became so silent that I entered another phase, and I started counting contrails, opening there are 10 flights now, 12 flights now, and I still remember that day. Maybe I counted more than 35 contrails on that day because the weather was really cold, so you can see a lot of contrails.
I mean, I'm amazed that you remember that you counted 35 contrails. I mean, that day, the first Sunday, left an imprint in your mind which lasted like 5 years. Even after 5 years, I mean, you remember the number of contrails you could track on the sky. Exactly. I mean, that's depressing, but I'm glad that you overcame that. I'm glad that you are at this position right now where you are sitting in a podcast with us, and you as a guide are acting to help students overcome the same fear that they might face, which you faced long ago.
And in everyone's life, there will be one point, and I cannot define that, whether it is during my studies or during the corona pandemic, but there will be some really one point where you do from your own heart that I jump from this regular way of working. But that happened me during corona times, and for everyone, because now after the corona everything has changed. It's not like of my life before where you need to go beyond everyone. Now you have everything online, you have everything on the cloud, you have all the information. The only thing we need to do is that come out of your everyone says that come out of your comfort zone, but no one really knows what is my comfort zone. But it only comes with your experience, and one thing to break that one is to meet people, and meeting people can happen either you join clubs or you go to parties, or there are 3 things I do in Aachen whenever I come back. So from 2022 I have been coming here, and I got married last year in the June.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And me together with my wife Grushika, so whenever we come to Aachen, so 3 things I do. 1, eat the Saicharan pizza. nowhere in Hamburg or other places you have this tastier, very budget-friendly pizza in Aachen.
Are you speaking about the one near Hansemannplatz?
Anyway, so I stayed in Promenadenstraße. Just below my home is the the Reichzutaten pizza.
Okay.
So I take the Reichzutaten pizza. I roam the Katchof and the city center. And every Friday I go to my salsa team. I dance salsa rueda from almost 3 to 4 years. So whenever I come back here, so that's the reason I came on Thursday. So I came here on Thursday night. I worked from home, and Friday evening I was with my Sol de la Salsa team, and that is where I met a lot of international students.
Okay.
So AISA helped me to build a family here, to share my sorrow things, to share my feelings, everything here. And Sol de la Salsa, my salsa team is where I met people from all international backgrounds and how they take things. And you asked the question, how I got integrated into this culture.
True.
So I integrated into this culture together with them.
Okay.
Because I have my friends from Romania, I have my friends from Russia, I have my friends from Serbia, Bulgaria. So in the salsa team we have also the Germans, and we used to party once in 6 months, and that is where I got to know the culture with them rather than from the textbook perspective, in the reality perspective.
So that is something you kind of forced yourself
Yes.
into doing.
Yes.
Nobody else can do that. So that is something important that everyone has to realize, that there are days when you don't feel like getting up from the bed and doing anything at all. But those are the days when you need to force yourself to go out, speak to people, meet them, and do interesting things.
And sometimes it's not that tough. I have a passion to dance. This Sol de la Salsa helped me to meet a lot of international students. My intention was not to meet people at that time to learn dance, but that have transformed myself. So I was also good, in the some extracurricular activities. Now AISA helped me to be part of accommodation forum, the decoration team and everything. So once you really go inside, then you will know things, how to modulate yourself.
Wonderful.
So go with your passion, I say. In every passion you have a solution.
Wonderful. I mean, yes, of course. If you're passionate about something, just do it. The result might not be immediate, but in the long run, you will feel good about it. That's true. So, I mean, coming back to, the most important thing in Germany is the education that you receive over here, the master's degree that you received over here. So, I mean, can you share some key skills or knowledge that you gained during your master's degree?
One thing I really gained from my master's is waking up on time. And being responsible on my own. In India, even I was working, my mother used to wake me up at 7:30, make me tea, and then pack lunch and everything, send me to office. So that's how it's done. And when I'm here, no one woke me up, no one asked me to read, and no lecturer also said that, okay, Sai, you need to focus here, you are getting less marks.
It's like nobody cares.
Yes, and I go inside the class before the time. Professor goes through the subject, he answers everything. So from technical perspective, everything was really good. I came to Germany to see the different side of the technologies, different views. So I'm so happy that our professors with their immense experiences, they try to share everything in the reality world, because here most of the professors also have connections to the outside world, maybe in terms of technology, maybe they also support the real-time clients. So that's the reason they were able to get their experiences to us and share us everything. And maybe I think during my studies, I believe this transformation of getting, no one asked me to get good marks, no one asking me to study well, but somehow it developed inside myself is that I never studied more than 3 days before in my bachelor's. And here we planned 10 days before that we need to do something. No one told me, but it came as an inbuilt that way of studying.
So that kind of like you build it up naturally.
Yes.
Staying here, looking at how people do things, you kind of start planning way ahead, which is completely different in India. We are known for being quite spontaneous about
your
things.
Professors will follow you up, and no one follows up here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that skill, I don't know, maybe it's a hidden skill or it comes over time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. So, I mean, there have been things that you learned which are quite instrumental in landing the job that you have right now. So, can you say mention some of the skills that has been quite useful?
So, coming to the skills perspective, yes, technical skills you learn in the college, and soft skills is what you need during your interview practices.
True.
So, there is an example of maybe two persons interviewing for a job. There is an algorithm you need to solve. You both have the maybe different approach. You have a fixed solution, but sometimes there is no fixed solution for it. But the way how you reach to a solution which has highest probability of winning is what you gain through the soft skills. And my major skills
and experience.
Yes, and my major skills I learned in my time at Aachen is to speak fluently and speak confidently, because there is a joke that they say, if you are so confident and if you are so professional and you are so daring, at that time when you say a false question, 60% of the people below it can be a true.
Yeah, true. I mean,
so maybe I go your TEDx show.
Even if you're wrong, speak it with confidence and people will somehow believe
yes.
that.
So that's one of the thing I gained myself in RWTH, where working with people, meeting with everyone. So the social interactions is what helped me to improve my German skills also, because we used to, as I said, I trained myself as a way of living in Germany. So going with them together to watching a German football match. So I watched with a couple of German guys. So we had our beer, we were discussing, and the way of they react to a goal or the missing. So you observe their culture, how they take it. That 2.5 hours they are like, okay, we need to do something, and after that we are back to normal lives.
One point from what you mentioned is the German beer. You have a huge variety of beer that is available in Germany or nearby as well. If you do not drink, it's okay. But if you drink, I would suggest that you try some of them out over here, and I'm sure you'll love them.
And that's what people told to me, that it's a good way of social networking. So you also have
you speak over drinks. Yeah, you drink and you speak.
Yes.
And then the more you drink, the more freer you become, and you speak more. And I mean, you become good friends.
Exactly.
That's completely understandable. And all these aside, the most important thing in a student's life is what I believe are the finances. True. So, can you please tell me how you handled your finances and how you could manage yourself for the years that you have been here as a student?
One advantage of coming to Germany is that you have this concept of blocked account. So you already have the funds. You get all your funds to Germany, and every month you get your funds back. Then you feel you are the king. So you have your finances and everything.
Yeah.
But after 1 year, then you are lost.
Yeah.
And that's where during this process, I found out the process of looking for a part-time jobs. It was hard to find a part-time job. I worked as Domino's delivery guy. I also worked in one of our famous lean factory, where also to getting I didn't know that I go to Jack Vences or the Time Partner. Maybe now I said that I can work next week. You can get a part-time job. No, there was a lot of competition even to work in lean factory. So there were days where I had to work in lean factory, because people say that you come to foreign land, you do as a HEV, you do as a work student, internship, but not everyone life is the same. Not everyone gets HEV, not everyone gets part-time in the university, not everyone gets as a work student. There are majority set of people who works as a blue collar jobs, and that's where the value of your life.
True.
Sitting in the computer is different aspect, but I worked morning shifts, night shifts, afternoon shifts, and whenever the Jack Vences said that you need to work, I worked in different halls, because at that time, your power, how much time and energy I have to invest so that, to make my finances go through. And that is at that time of working in Lean, one thing changed in my life is that, okay, here I'm giving a lot of my physical power, but I also think, I should concentrate giving my technical skills into picture. So during working at my Lean, then I started looking more seriously into a work student, and that's the time where, with the help of my current wife, because she is also working in Karlsruhe, I got a work student opportunity over there.
Okay.
So sometimes someone says that the path may be similar, but my path may be smoother. But I ended up in the work student only after working in the Domino's, delivering even though in the rain, because when I was working in Domino's, it was heavily raining. I have to go with the bicycle. I said that it's raining, I cannot go. He said that I don't care.
You have to deliver the pizza.
Yes, so for him it's the business, for me it's the money.
Yeah.
Then I traveled those through phases, and then working at Lean during the time of Corona pandemic, then there will be something directly developing inside you, where no one will tell you, okay, maybe Sai, you should look on work student. Yeah, I didn't care much, but when I started really working as a blue collar job and Lean or this, or in Domino's, then
you realize how physically demanding these jobs are.
Yes, and what is the next phase I should really look into? Then at that time I started really concentrating on other aspects.
So did you face any financial difficulties? Because you traversed the Corona pandemic,
yes,
and there were a lot of people who lost their jobs, and there was not much demand for production jobs. So how did you?
So I was here in Germany. My parents were asking, okay, come to India so that you at least you don't have major of the expenses. But I'm not in a mood to go back to India for a short span.
Okay.
To look for a part-time job, me together with one of my friend, we also traveled to Cologne to see if there are any opportunities to maybe they're also to work in some fields. So it's not like that, I was working in Domino's or some Lean where everything is closed. We also went to an opportunity where we work in the apple fields.
Okay.
Because during the time of Corona, the labor force were not able to come from another countries to Germany.
Okay.
So they opened some openings where you can work in the apple fields, and then
to pick the apples.
Yes. So we also tried to look at that perspective. So I really had a very challenging time during the Corona phases.
It was very diverse.
Yes. And you sometimes the only thing that made me to stand up on that day was I came to Germany. I know I will face difficulties. I know the market may be down, but I never know that a pandemic may come. But the pandemic has arrived, and at that time I came all this way not to step back.
True.
We will fight it. Let's fight it, and we fought it together with my family support and my friends support. If there could have been seen that I don't have enough friends, then my life could have been something different.
True, very true. It was a very challenging time,
yes,
to be honest. And I'm happy that you overcame that challenging period. It was during the time that I was preparing to come to Germany that you're already here and handling these challenges, taking them, with a lot of gut and determination. And I'm quite happy about that. And right now we have a partnership with Horbach. It's a financial institution. You can have financial consultations with them where they will help you regarding your finances and the plans in the future. So, Sai, we have covered quite a lot of topics, and one thing that I would like to discuss is the career fairs or the networking events that is hosted by AWTH or any external firms. So how did you attend them, and were they beneficial to your career growth, or did you land a job through them? Please take us through that as well.
Maybe when you speak with lot of people, they say that you need to go to career fairs. That's what it helped you. We also got to know maybe 2018 end or 2019 that there is also event from bonding. It happens in the Benplatz, and also sometimes it also happens in the economic forum near Europa Platz.
Yes.
We never know how to make use of it. But in the first years, we really made use of those career events. It really helped us in our day-to-day activities. We got lots of books, pens, some chocolates, water bottles, bags. So that was our understanding of career fairs. The first 2 times I really don't know what to speak with them. I was like, I went inside and I got to know that you can take pens, you can take bags, you can take lots of goodies.
Yes.
So that was my success and my friend's success. After coming home, okay, I got 2 bags.
Yeah.
And there was some bonding book of the companies. We said that we cannot write anything. We will just keep it aside.
Yeah.
We used the books, bags, and everything. And that was our understanding of career events. I think till today, the people who come here, it's not an easy task of understanding what exactly they will have an impact until you have some experience. So my third bonding event was the one I really utilized it properly, because the second one I utilized it for my professional photograph.
Okay.
In the bonding events you can also take professional photograph. So but in the third event, keeping all my goodies aside, because I already had so many things from the last bonding event.
Yes, that's one thing the bonding events or these career events helps you in, is you collect a lot of those, reusable bags, notebooks, bottles, pens. Yeah, that's something interesting.
Yes. And then I really got to know, okay, how I really should see this bonding. So I looked them in different perspective. So on one day I freshly went inside the bonding. Then what I did, I just started speaking with the people. I really don't know how this bonding really helps. So I just started speaking with the people. And most of the times, they say, okay, you can go into our website, you look at the job opportunities you find there. Yes, I heard from one company. The other company said that, okay, you go to our website, you find more opportunities. Yes, okay. I'm going through different stalls, but I'm hearing that, go to our website. If that is what I wanted to do, then why would I go to bonding?
Yes.
So, but there is something I am really missing in bonding. So it's not that going there, looking at the company name. I look at the website, or I look at Google or LinkedIn, and I just type the company name and go through their openings. They say the actual openings you can find over there. If that is what I need to learn from bonding, then I don't think that's the purpose of bonding. So that then.
I mean, I also believe that it also, I have attended 2 bondings, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the German market is like, what the employers seek from the talent pool that is available here in Aachen.
So my suggestion for the people who are trying to look the bonding in different perspective, what I thought, going to their websites and finding the job is not the one you need to learn from bonding. You need to go there, you need to speak with the people, and there will be sometimes, there will be openings. They display that, there are few openings.
Okay.
Take that opening, speak with that guy that, this is the opening. What are the skills I need to get into that opening?
You mean the position available currently?
There will be few positions, those are displayed, and speak with the person. Okay, this is a position. What are the skills you need? How you are looking at a candidate? If you have some sort of candidate, what skills you need? And how do you see, and what do you see in the resumes to match that opening and you get selected to that one? This is the one you only get in bondings.
Okay.
This is the one you should actually get in bondings.
Okay.
Finding the companies, finding the company names. You can get to, there will be a book.
You can just Google it.
Take the book, go outside. Finding the actual openings, go to LinkedIn, Stepstone, you get it.
Yeah.
But in the bonding events, not going to the stalls and speaking them, okay, what their company does. So even what the company does, you can find in the internet. But only one thing you cannot find in internet is that for that fixed position or whatever the job opening, look at their perspective of what a suitable candidate is.
So let us say they displayed a job opening, maybe looking for a program manager. You take that one and go to the representative and ask them, what skills you're looking at this person? What is your perspective that a suitable candidate should have? That's those questions you can only get when you speak with the people. So instead of asking them, okay, what your company does, what are the openings you have, where should I look for the openings? These are the things we are in 2024. There is no need to look at, speak with the person. You can go to internet, Their website tells everything. So the main output you need to take from the bonding is that ask them that from their company perspective or from the representative perspective, what should I learn to reach that level? Take that opening, speak with them. So maybe they will also so that's the reason I also asked them, why do you also mention the skills needed? So he told me, so you strike it up the skills you have and keep it empty, the skills you don't have, and ask them, maybe I don't have these skills, how should I improve it? And if I improve those skills, what is my chances of getting a job? And these are the things you should really take out from bonding or career events. So next time, don't forget this stuff.
Definitely. I mean, that's quite a really useful and invaluable suggestion that you have given. And I mean, so you are currently working at Airbus, I believe, and it's one of the most reputed aeronautical companies known all over the world, I can say. I mean, who hasn't traveled? Like a lot of us students must have traveled in the Airbus A380s, which is a double-decker Airbus, I believe, and it's like a beautiful piece of engineering.
The queen of the sky.
The queen of the sky, as they say. So, I mean, as a graduate and currently who's working, what suggestions do you have for the students who are going to, maybe whoever just graduated in the coming months, or maybe who is starting their journey in Germany?
So before joining Airbus, I work as a temporary employee to Airbus as an LRK because it was Arbeitnehmerüberlassung. So I'm a fixed employee of Airbus for quite a time. So before that, so I also worked for the company to look on the business development at the time, because I was also recruiting people to the company, and then I have seen the way we make the CVs were different to what people send to us. So the question is, when you are applying for a job, we try to make our CV so beautiful, so elegant, so like a wow, just like a wow. But when you upload that CV into their portal, it's not taking your complete information. So you upload your CV to their portal, and nowadays most of the companies, they are taking only, they're using these automated softwares to take out the skills and match to their, position. And you are uploading a CV with all your wow kind of thing, and the software is unable to take the proper information. So that is where you land in the opposite segment, that your CV is eliminated.
I mean, you might be a good candidate for the job, exactly. Like just because you haven't mentioned the skills properly, the software isn't able to pick up those skills.
So the first thing is that maybe when you apply, in LinkedIn, there is an option called Easy Apply.
Yes.
For that, you don't need any CV, you don't need any cover letter. So you go to the job opening, filter into Easy Apply, just apply. Then how it works, another background I know it. So I applied to, as an Easy Apply, I applied to a lot of positions, and then I got the interview call from one of the company, and they have written back to the email that Saicharan, we would like to have an interview, but there is an email communication chain below. So what happened is that I applied through the LinkedIn, and for them, so the LinkedIn has sent them a small overview of my profile with the score of matching of the requirement to their position. So it has given them a score, and maybe they're using some option, or it's some, the recruiter perspective, I don't know, but they have seen that score, and based on that, they reply to me.
So was that LinkedIn Premium or
it is a normal LinkedIn Premium. So the recruiters may have this option to match the scope. Then I realized, so when we apply through these options, anything, so I suggest in Europe, normally the companies, even they don't ask for your photographs in the CV, because there is this point that, they don't look at the appearance before looking at the skills. So that's why, try to make sure that you make a CV so that it's readable to the software. Now we are in a world, we have to make sure that that software reads the person sitting over there. And maybe when you make a cover letter, try to make sure that whatever the points those guys were asking in the requirement, a tip, try to take from the cover letter itself, the job opening, take those chunks, directly use it in your cover letter. Because that's how software does it. What's the algorithm they have? They try to look in that perspective. And that's what I did. And my suggestion for the fellow people is that, make a CV so that it's readable format. Try to mention your skills very exactly. And for my perspective of, being a recruiter for 3 months, for us, a 3 pages of CV or 1 pages of CV, it's the same. Because we transform those CVs into our own readable format, and we have a fixed format, and any number of any pages, how many UVs we transform into a single page CV. And to understand it more, we try to we ask them during the interview. So during the phase of interview, we ask them in detail, but in the starting phase, we are just taking the time. So try to make sure your CV is readable by the software. Mention your skills properly.
The software that you're trying to say is, I believe, the applicant tracking software. And there are many websites where you can, get a free trial, and you can actually create an ATS friendly resume, which can be tracked by the ATS software. And, as he mentioned, the skills will be separated, and then they'll be selected probably on the skills that is required for that position. And yes, everything is online, so it's quite easy right now.
Yeah. So sometimes we rate our skills based on stars. I don't know if the software is able to read the stars. So try to give it numericals itself. Because these are the things, when you ask someone, alumni, okay, what is the best of making a CV? I think there is no one who can answer that question, because everything is depending on the company you are applying, the process they are following. So you need to make lots of changes. You need to experiment. Now, the more you make the experiment, then there will be a one point you get to know, okay, I made this experiment, you are getting calls. So that's the thing you need to follow.
So I really understand.
So it's not that, I applied for 1,000 positions, I'm not getting, so it can be the thing that you really need to experiment for every CV or every application. And currently the job market, it's going up, it's going down, it's not so convenient. So for some time, and it takes time for people to find a job, and for me also it took bit time to complete my job. But I focused on what I did my thesis, and during my thesis itself, I started looking for a full-time job. So I have a clear idea of what I am going to make in my thesis. So during my interview, they asked me a question. So you haven't completed your thesis. So what is your scope that you are using your thesis as your next steps in your career? I said that this is what my plan for my thesis, and this plan matches to the job opening. So that's the reason I try to match. And if you're in mid of the thesis, then again you have to tell to the recruiter that okay, this is what my plan, achieve this result, the results are matching.
They kind of verify. They want to know that what are your thoughts here, or why are you applying for this position even though you still have your thesis there. But if you know the direction that you're traveling in, then you will just say it off, and they'll probably understand the reason behind your application.
Exactly.
Completely. It's your advices have been pretty invaluable, to be honest, since the start. And unfortunately, we have to come to an end. But I still have one question, and that is, looking back on your journey from the time you arrived in Germany and until now, what advice would you give to your younger self or the current prospective students at RWTH Aachen, or anyone who's coming to Germany? Any lessons learned or words of wisdom that you can impart from your experience that you have gathered?
If I go back to my life in 2018, and if I wanted to make some changes, there are some changes I wanted to do, and there are some changes I don't want to do. But you cannot change what happened, but you can change what can happen in the next.
True.
So one thing I suggest to my fellow people going forward, who are aiming for your studies in Germany. So the time has changed, that you come to Germany, do masters for 2 years, I'm done, I will get a job. The time has changed. Now it's more like the personality perspective. So as a person, who are you? So the starting step should be really, okay, I got in RWTH, it's very big university, I do my masters. Maybe I got in Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, it's good, I do it, or I go to Berlin. No, that the time has changed. If your personality is matching your course, then select that course and invest according to the course itself in terms of technical things. But in this current world, to lead everything, you also need lots of soft skills, which you can only get through your experiences. And don't miss any opportunity to go out and start meeting people. You never know where you will land meeting some people. So today, these are the things. Wherever you listen to it, people say that, you need to come out of your comfort zone, you need to go out and you need to do things. I have heard a lot of people saying to me itself, but I couldn't follow that sometimes. And the next people, I don't expect them to also to follow what I am saying. But my suggestion or my advice is that you are coming to a different world and different scope. Don't look with your eyes. Don't look at your perspective. Look from the perspective of the current world, look at the perspective of what it is showing to you and try to learn from that view.
So, as you have said, in the end, what I can say is you never know where you might land. Someday you're feeling down, you don't feel like doing anything, so you just go out, sit somewhere, sit in a bar, start drinking. Suddenly you meet an interesting person, you start having a conversation, and they kind of turn out to be CEO of a startup maybe, or they kind of become a really good friend of yours. And you never know if you end up being best friends forever, or you might end up being an employee of that company that you have been searching for. So the world is full of possibilities, and you just have to go out and take it.
So, Arnab, just to add one thing, when people say that, you invite someone to the podcast, everyone thinks that, you are inviting some successful person. So he is giving you lots of wisdom. So what about the people who may not have reached the success? So here, I can also share all my experiences. Why it took me 4 years to complete a master's rather than 2 years. So it's not a successful story. Why it took me a lot of time, I couldn't find a thesis. I didn't have success in that. I couldn't find an internship. It's not a success in that. But one thing that kept me, go with the flow is that what I wanted to achieve at the end of my master's is what kept running in my mind. So the things happened let it happen. But what I wanted to achieve after my master's is what kept me to reach this stage. So before my master's, I was working with aero engines, the Pratt & Whitney aero engines in India. Now I'm working with the aircraft with Airbus. So to reach your target, not everyone will have success stories. I'm here to share few success stories because, I'm happy to share, but I'm also happy to share all my sad stories, but that's what no one wants to listen. But it's true, Arnab, that everyone has their own past, which is horrible and which is also a step back, and not everyone's life what they think that, you are in foreign, you are going to pubs, you are going to enjoy your life. It's not like that.
True.
So everyone suffers how to eat every day. Everyone suffers how to cook at home. Everyone suffers how to get integrated into this culture. Everyone suffers how to make their finances. Everyone suffers to earn something. But at the end, people, it's like Instagram. We don't show the negative
side behind.
Yes. Those reels. Yes. So for the new people, don't be in perception that whenever we are coming and speaking in the podcast, okay, they are the successful person. They are speaking about their happy stories. But if you really wanted to cover other side of stories, we don't want to share it, and everyone will have it. But why we tell all these points is that we already had faced this situation. So at least it makes us happy that why you still wanted to have the same situation. Why do you want to go in our same path, so that you have at least a good opportunity. So that's what the aim of this podcast is, that it's not like Sai Charan has done so many things in the past. He's now working with Airbus. This is on the day. I'm not. No. It's yes. I mean,
the thing is that success is not measured by the position that you're working at. Success is not measured by your monetary situation or how much money you have, how rich you are. Success is what I believe is success is measured by how much of a good human being you have turned out to be after all the hurdles that you have faced, that currently you are in. So that's what I believe is the right definition of success, but I mean, it differs. But yeah, after all, it's human nature.
Yes, and one thing I would like to end our conversation is, I'm so happy to be part of this podcast, sharing my experiences, and there are a lot of alumni from Aachen, so they're all waiting for you. So if you feel sometimes that you need some support, the alumni are really happy to share. And it's your responsibility to come out of your comfort zone, and you need to contact them, because being an alumni, I know I am really interested, and like me, there are thousands of people who are trying to help you or to make your life a bit easier. So it's your job. Come over through that phase, come out of your, okay, I don't know whom to contact or anything. You contact them and you'll get a good response. Okay. So good luck to everyone.
Thank you very much, Sai, for coming to Aachen in a short notice and for a short duration, but making this program a success. So your presence is much appreciated by our team. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arnab, and also good luck to the team.
Thank you.